All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce, I think that's your cable, right? I want to introduce the fantastic Jonathan Warren. Give it up for Jonathan Warren. And what's really fun about Jonathan, and I just saw him for the first time on Sunday at an in-store, and it was so nice to bump into him because I hadn't seen him since you were in 7th grade, is that right? 7th grade. He's a big guy, right, man? And Jonathan, and in 7th grade, I remember going to Thomas Dale, which was a tremendously rewarding experience, and Jonathan's teacher's right here. And Mr. Christopher, do you want to try to have a better footage on this? Because guess what? This is going to go viral on YouTube, man. So we want to get really good footage of this. And yes, at one time, Jonathan was in an orchestra just like this, a great high school orchestra and middle school orchestra. And it's so satisfying to me to bump into kids that I've worked with in the past. He's going to Belmont University. He's going to be an improvising violin player, electric violin player. He's got a rock orchestra camp in this area that he's going to share with you about later. But I really love having the opportunity to showcase the great talent that comes from public schools, that come from string programs like this, because we really have to support the most important investment we have, which is on this stage, right? On the stage, we've got the next Steve Jobs on the stage, the next Bill Gates, the next Jimi Hendrix, and the next President of the United States. We've got to give them every opportunity to be successful, right? And we all know the power of music, and we also know the power of music education is critical because as America, our best export is our music. It's awesome. So tonight we are celebrating America, the great talent that's here tonight, and Jonathan, who's going to play with me. Now let's see, Jonathan, let me hear your A. Good, let me pull you back just a little bit. Okay. We're just having a conversation over here. Who knows what we're talking about. But anyway, Jonathan is premiering the raffle Stingray that one of you may own. Are you ready, my friend? Orchestra, are you ready? Yeah! Hang on, we have Mariha. I got it, good. And we have Bethany on the electrics. Go. It's over there somewhere. Okay, I just want to make sure that oh, you got it? Thank you, David. Okay, so this is a great tune. I enjoy playing this for most of my career. And I had the great opportunity. Let's see, who here remembers the 70s at all? Come on. Admit it. Oh, you're way too young. Impossible. Well, if those of you who do remember it, it was wonderful. Wasn't it cool? The music, man, the best band in the world was around that time. Guess who that was? No, it wasn't the Archies or the Monkees. Although we love them, right? We love the Monkees, and God bless Davy Jones. The Beatles, right? Who's got the Beatle t-shirt? Here, stand up for a second. Show your t-shirt off. Abbey Roads. Awesome, great Beatles t-shirt. These kids know who they are. And I was a kid in the 70s, and my parents made the fatal mistake of buying me a record called Sgt. Pepper's. Right? The album of the decade, the century that changed my life. And I was determined to be in the Beatles. And the instrument that I played in orchestra was what? Right, I'm a viola player. Don't I look like one? So I would draw pictures when I was a kid of the Beatles, John, Paul, Ringo, and George, and Mark with his viola. Because, you know, every rock band needs a viola player, right, viola players? So, 3 years ago, I had that incredible opportunity. I play a lot and tour with Billy Joel, who's one of our great icons of music. And check this out. In front of 120,000 people at Shea Stadium in New York, 5 feet to my left was Billy Joel. 5 feet to my right was Sir Paul McCartney. Wow. So I had an opportunity for a second in my life to actually play with a living Beatle, and I spoke to him before he hit the stage, and I told him, you gotta understand what is important about your music. When I go to these schools, these kids know who you are, right? You know who the Beatles are, right? And I asked them, do you guys know bands like Led Zeppelin? And I asked them, how are you knowing this music? It's mom and dad. I love it. My dad never played this stuff for me. But the great thing is there's no generation gap, and music is about sharing and about bonding. And I can tell you, because you guys know, that between 1965 and about 75, it was an explosion of genius in this music. So tonight, we dedicate this piece to all the great parents out there and to these great kids. This is the great Eleanor Rigby. Give it up for Jonathan Warren!